at a golf course.
I would have been at the truck the whole time.
Yeah.
Cheeseburgers.
That's it. You could have. Maybe on my next wedding,
like
right?
the cheeseburger from the
Your
varsity.
next wedding.
Yeah. You can dance at my
sorry.
next wedding.
Yeah, the cheeseburgers there are gross.
Yeah, we
It's
don't
the
get
chili
cheeseburgers
dogs.
from the varsity. Yeah.
Yeah. Bad mistake.
No?
Yeah, they're gross.
No,
Whenever
they're
I went there, I almost threw up.
They're not
Sorry.
the main focus of the place.
Disagree.
Now, the chili
Strongly
cheeseburger
disagree.
is good.
Yeah.
Oh,
She had
chili,
a regular
chili,
cheeseburger.
yeah.
Oh, no. You got to do chili cheeseburger.
That's what I did.
Yeah,
wrong.
you got to do chili cheeseburger, chili dog, the onion rings. You got to go there. The frosted orange for dessert. Get that. God almighty.
Well,
It's great.
lesson learned. Next time we go there.
That's right. Where are you from?
Canton.
You're from here. You're from Atlanta. Okay.
Oh yeah, whole life. Yep.
Nice.
Born and raised. He's been all over the place.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Born in Ohio, a couple places in Tennessee, lived a couple places in South Carolina, settled here.
Military?
No, just my dad traveling around for work
Oh, okay.
and just taking the next big opportunity.
And remodeling houses.
Yeah.
We did it
Remodeling houses
ourselves.
on the side.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. He always makes fun of my. Not really makes fun of, but I'll say like certain words like. For example, one of our beers is called Mud Honey. And, whenever I'm thinking about it, like, I'll say Mud Honey. But, like, if I'm not, I'll say, like, Mud Honey.
He was like, mud, honey.
Yeah, he was like, can you say that one more
like, can you
time?
say
And I'm
that
like,
again?
leave me alone.
Yeah, but if a dude says it, you're like, that dude's stupid. But if a girl says it, it's kind of cute.
Yeah, right? Like, okay.
You know what I mean? So tell me your names. Tell me your business. We're going to get started.
So I'm Brandon Bassler. This is Amanda Banker. And we are with Burnt Hickory. I am the CEO. Amanda does the social media,
Nice.
which has really stepped up its game lately. We're very happy with that.
Cool.
And that's who we are.
What's it's Burnt Hickory Brewery though, right?
Yes, Burnt Hickory.
How
Brewery.
many beers do y'all have on that you are brewing right now?
In the tanks, we have 6 in process. We usually have anywhere between 4 to 6 currently brewing. We have 20 beers on tap.
Nice.
This year, we're doing something a little different. In years past, they would just haphazardly put out a beer, kind of like a limited release. So we did a full schedule for the full year. We're doing a limited release every month. And then we're doing a set schedule of seasonal Berliners, which is our sour beers. It's been going pretty well. We have at least stopped the bleeding from COVID.
Okay.
There was a constant decline. We're no longer in the decline anymore, thank goodness.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, exactly. January is always the toughest month for people to go out to bars, restaurants, et cetera, et cetera. But
cold.
yeah. But the outside sales has no longer. I guess since November, we're no longer on the decline. We're on a steady path. So we're hoping to see an increase come, I don't know, March, April, once COVID slows down.
And you guys bottle there?
Yes. Well, we have a canning machine.
Okay.
We do all of our canning, pretty much everything in house except for sleeving and getting can't roll aluminum. Which would be maybe some of the really, really, really big guys might do that. But we're still a relatively small brewery. It's a 20-barrel brew house. So our goal is to brew 2,000 barrels per year, which in years past we haven't been able to get there. But that is our overall goal, is to brew 2,000 barrels in a year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which would
And
be
you're
like our
obviously
max
ahead of
capacity.
distribution, being the CEO at this point, right?
Yes. So
Tell me what that looks like. I bet that's sometimes could be a dumpster fire, huh?
Yeah.
well, it's
It gets a
weird.
little messy.
Yeah, it's weird because we can't really sell our own beer. We have to go through our distributor, because Georgia has a 3rd-tier system. So
Well, I thought that the small breweries won that fight. I went to a party at like 3 or 4 years ago at Sweetwater, and they had won that fight.
now we can sell beer out of our tap room now, but we cannot. We're still set to limits. We can only sell to an individual up to 288 ounces in an individual to-go sale. So that's 1 case of beer.
So I can't so I work for you. I'm a distributor, and I'm the head of your distribution. I can't go to a bar and go, this keg costs $300. I can't do that.
Now the distributor can, but we can't.
No, but I'm work for you, so I can't go.
So he's like a salesperson.
Yeah, I'm a salesperson for
Okay.
you. I can't go to a bar and go, this keg costs this much, and sell it to them.
Nope.
No.
Nope. You have to. We're not even supposed to discuss price with them.
Yeah, for sure.
With the bars. So
Which also is a touchy subject.
Our sales team is technically like brand ambassadors. We can only go in, sell them on the beer, give them samples, and then we have to follow up with our distributors reps.
Who is your distributor?
That's Savannah Distributing.
Okay.
We have to follow up with our distributors reps to make sure that they follow up with hopefully our sale and then close it.
But typically it's like a different rep for whatever location that, say it like Alpharetta or Woodstock. There's not the same rep for those locations, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Yeah, each place is assigned its own Savannah Distributing rep.
Right.
And we just have to, it's almost like we have to double close. Like
I totally understand.
Like closing on a house.
Yeah, like we can close the sale and then walk away, and if we don't follow up with our rep, with the Savannah rep,
because it's not under your roof. It's not under your roof, so you can't
we don't get
control
to sit
it.
there and say, okay, sign this. Here's your beer. We'll be here next week and drop it off.
What do we have to do to push that through, Congressman? That's it.
I think that one's a really tough sale to do self distribution.
I definitely have his number. I have his number on my cell phone.
On speed dial.
Yes, we could really use that. I mean, even if we could self distribute in our own county, I mean, we don't need to self distribute through our own state. Breweries would be fine to self distribute in their own county, meaning we could distribute, or we could go close anyone in our backyard and deliver within our county lines. That would help a lot.
For sure it would, because you could control everything then.
Right.
And if you could control everything, then all the uncontrollables won't hurt you as much, aka COVID. You know? Because then you got it in your own hands where you can go and I'm about to sell to this person, this person, this person. And the laws are there put in place for a reason. I get it. Because, back in the day, people were moonshining and selling all the time. So those laws were put there, but they're mostly for taxes and other people making money.
Right.
We're looking at bringing we can deliver beer to outside states. So we can we're looking at delivering to Alabama. We have a distributor in Alabama. And one of the issues that we had historically with them is it was so costly. By the time that we loaded the beer on the truck, shipped it to Alabama and delivered it with freight costs, we were sitting on the shelf at $2 or $3 more per 6-pack than an Alabama brewery. So
how do you sell whenever you can get it cheaper or more expensive?
So
everyone's going to pick cheaper.
Yeah, even if we get on the shelf there, then no one's going to pick the expensive out-of-state brewery. So in order for us to deliver our beer to a distributor in Alabama, we have to get a whole separate license. It's a manufacturer's bulk delivery. I can't remember all the terms.
Which also that completely adds to the 6-pack or the 12-pack that you buy for sure.
Right. So we have to get a separate license just to bring it across state lines and deliver it, and then we have to fill out a form every month whether we deliver beer or not, because otherwise it's a felony.
This is why I do social media.
Marijuana will be able to be delivered before beer.
Yes.
Isn't that insane?
Fully believe that, because there's so much money wrapped up into beer. I mean, if you go to the UK, you might end up you can probably buy a beer for 50 cents. An individual beer can for 50 cents. Yeah, because they don't have the layer of taxes that we have here.
Well, that goes for regular business too. So they don't sell you bottle or glasses of wine at restaurants in Italy. They sell you bottles because the bottle of wine at a restaurant costs you $4. It's cheap as shit. Yeah. Right, and it's good wine. It's fresh wine.
It's really good wine. Like the wine that they get we can buy for $4 in Italy is like the wine.
I hope it'd be good if it's in Italy.
Here.
They got wine everywhere.
Yeah. And the cappuccino's cheap too.
It's a win-win.
And it's better. It's better than the cappuccinos you get over here. Obviously that's an Italian name, cappuccino, so it better be good there.
Right.
Yeah, I'm still searching for a good espresso over here that can compare to Italy, but I can't find
There's a lot of coffee snobs around here. You got to go online and check it out. But you probably could get those things, online delivered to you and then do it yourself at home.
I mean, you almost need your own espresso machine and import your own beans and
that's it.
Grind
spaghetti
them
too.
Yeah.
Because spaghetti, I'm serious. You eat spaghetti over here is draining on your body. Well, you eat a bowl of spaghetti in Italy, you get up and walk 2 or 3 minutes. It's just not as, it doesn't have all the shit in it.
Like less carbs, I guess?
Well, no, I mean, it's just more natural. It's basically food,
Less
farm
processed.
to table, all that. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And that's an American problem, not because we do that to make money, but, from San Francisco to Atlanta is a long way.
Right.
So you have to put the preservatives in there if the company wants to do it for that food to still be good to you, right?
Yeah.
But they still use local farmers. It's more old school back over in Italy and a lot of the UK countries.
Yeah, well, they don't stock up either. I mean, I did a study abroad in Italy, and all of the fridges, they don't have the huge, massive fridges refrigerators and freezers that we have. They have a small, just regular mini fridge, and and they will go to the market every day.
Their bathrooms
and buy everything. Yeah.
God, my.
Little
Step
tiny
it up, dude.
tubs are like
Step
this
it
big,
up. Fix your toilets, Italy. And they call them toilets because I'm like, where's the bathroom? I'm like, we don't have a bathroom here. You mean the toilet? I'm like, that's a bad word.
Yeah.
Toilet. Just a little nasty.
Frowned upon here.
Yeah. Where's the toilet? But but there's getting back to it. It's not just beer and tobacco, firearms. The law of alcohol or anything like that. It's regular businesses. It takes them a lot longer to get your CO, get this, get that. You have to jump through a lot of hoops, and every state's different. So we set up a restaurant 8 years ago. The lady's from Alabama. She opened up restaurants in Alabama, Mississippi, other states, and she's like, it's way easier in Alabama to open up a restaurant than it is in Georgia, because you have to go through this list of shit that you have to do. And a lot of it's just pointless. Like, you can do that after the fact, after they open. You can do it 2 months after. You can do it 3 months. It doesn't matter if that screw is on there right or whatever to do that. That thing had just been approved 6 months before on another business. That screw was there 6 months before. So,
but they have to come back and double check again.
They have to. They have to charge you.
They have to find something.
That's it.
No matter what.
So it's not. It can be a retail location that's selling clothes. It's still harder to open up a business there or here in America than it is overseas.
Yeah,
Right.
It's true.
Just anything.
You can't just set up shop here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm thankful at least. I know this isn't like necessarily starting a business, but I'm just thankful with the whole pandemic with COVID that we're essential. Thanks to Georgia.
Yeah. Do you know why you're essential?
Alcohol?
Yeah.
Because everybody loves alcohol.
Yeah.
No, that's not it. The state of Georgia and the federal government, you're essential. Liquor stores, beer, alcohol. Because in a pandemic, they don't want to take up beds from alcoholics. If you stop selling liquor and you stop selling beer, then you would take up beds in the hospital for people withdrawing. Yes, that's why alcohol is essential. It's a health thing.
I thought it was a mental thing.
Nuh-uh. Look, it's a double-edged sword. It's great for me because it's a mental thing for me. But somebody that's way worse than me and drinks a lot more, you're not going to go to the hospital and take up a bed.
Right. Well, I mean, like in Colorado, they closed all their breweries down for, I don't know how long, but I don't know if they're back open now or what.
California, I mean, the West Coast has had some serious issues with
restaurants are
leaving
still
them open. Yeah.
In
Only,
Colorado.
see, that's the rule.
We were going to fly up there.
You have to serve food or you can't be open.
Yeah, me and Chris were going to fly up there this week. And we called, we were going to have a lot of appointments, a few different software providers that we're trying to do integrations with. One that we already have done integrations with. There's like 3 or 4 partners up there. Called all of them. They're like, there's nothing to do, man. You can't take us out to eat. Yeah. And if you do, it'll be on the patio. And Denver in January on the patio is not pleasant.
No go.
You know?
Mm-hmm. And that's like even with, we went to Asheville a couple months ago.
I love Asheville.
It was super cool.
Oh, nice.
My first time. I think, was it
Beautiful
your first
place.
time too? No, you'd been there before, I think.
I'd been through there working before.
Yeah. I guess first time, like, exploring, in your free time. Mm-hmm. And most places...
There's no hippies up there at all.
I didn't really see any. I don't know. I didn't
Lots
really...
of them, man.
There's
also
is there?
It's very, very liberal up there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Well,
did you not see, like, the big warehouse? Remember the Reclaim warehouse where like they had all this reclaimed stuff? It was literally called like the Reclaim warehouse where they had all these individual shops.
Are we in the same place?
And like the outside was like
y'all stayed in the
painted
same
in tie-dye color.
not the same rooms. You're not married yet. But,
yeah, exactly.
This is the South.
Yeah.
Appalachian State. Yeah. That's what's up there. Did you go to the Biltmore?
No, we didn't make it there.
Did you drive by it at least?
No.
You should have. Yeah.
We went to Craggy Gardens though. That's where we got our engagement photos done, and
Cool.
It was gorgeous up there.
Mm-hmm.
It was so
Where,
nice.
where are y'all getting married?
Greystone Estate in Ball Ground, June 5th.
Nice. Nice. Are y'all going to serve your beer there?
Yes.
Of course.
Nice.
Why wouldn't we?
You know, and we
should.
thought about it.
You're like,
we were
of course.
gonna have, you know, Bud Light there or like some Michelob Ultra.
Bump that.
And,
Yeah,
you
right,
know,
it's
There's
our day.
no way. If I owned a brewery, no
Yeah.
way that shit would even enter my refrigerator.
Yeah, and I was like,
If I owned a brewery, that,
Yeah. Get
you
that
can't-
out.
You cannot have that here.
yeah, and I was like, you know what? Forget that. We're just gonna have.
I mean, it's
only
our day.
beer. Like,
You
deal
should.
with it.
Yeah, why
You
not?
should.
Yeah. So,
You know, it's so if you get caught drinking a Miller Lite and you work for Atlanta Distributor or United, the opposite, you get fired. They will fire you.
Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I worked for
I've heard stories of that happening.
I worked for RJ Reynolds in 2001, 2002. If you smoked cigarettes and you didn't smoke their brands, fire you. I saw him do it. I saw him do it in when we were on. I was on Winston Cup. We traveled, you know, from race to race. You know, salesman of death, selling cigarettes, right? Mm-hmm. And I saw a girl smoking in Newport. They told her, gave her a pack of Camels, which is Winston, but Camels is owned by RJ Reynolds. Said, here, you can have these. These are menthol. She said, okay, thank you. He's like, you can't smoke those here. You know, gave them to her. Next morning, woke up because we were doing the bush race, and then we did the NASCAR on Sunday. She comes in, she's smoking those Newports again. Pack it up. Fuck out of here. Yep. Fired her on the spot. And she was from like Delaware. And we were in like Bristol, Tennessee. So it's like, get out of here. You have a plane ticket. Don't come back.
like, no resistance. Done.
None.
I believe it. I mean, you know, it's
But they're paying your bills, man. They're paying your check. Yeah.
You can't have someone representing your brand with another brand.
That's
you
it.
know?
Yeah.
That's it. So I'm sure it's still like that there.
Yeah, I get
I'm
that.
sure it is.
I get that.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we're never gonna, you know, fire someone for drinking another beer because the craft beer community is that it's a community.
It's
you know?
grown so
Yeah,
much. And that's
yeah.
why, I mean, like, 2017 was our year for breweries.
Mm.
I mean, before you couldn't buy beer. Or no, you couldn't have a beer, like, you know, a glass of beer and hang out. And in a tap room, you could only buy beer to go and take it home that was packed.
That's right. Yeah.
Which, I mean,
They,
pretty much
they used to give you what are the growlers? Is that what it's called?
Growlers, growlers, yeah.
I can never say it right.
It's a weird
and
term.
You had to buy the glass and buy the tour, and they would give you tickets for beer. That was the way around it back then.
Yeah. There was a brewery in Birmingham that they did that when Georgia didn't do it. Mm-hmm. I can't remember the brewery. This was probably 2000, maybe 7 or 8, and they were they had a whole nice bar and, you know, had some small food, not a lot, but you couldn't do that at breweries in Georgia at that time.
Yeah.
So, but it's cool. Like, you can make your restaurant or your brewery so much cooler than just your regular restaurants.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, because that's where you do the business, which is, it's got that allure about it.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, and I'm seeing a lot of these other breweries, at least the new guys, come up with very small systems, and they still want to have that allure of, you know, being the production facility and being a bar, but they're starting to look a lot more like bars versus breweries.
How do you control that?
You know,
Take the cornhole out of there?
I feel like there's like a gray area.
'Cause that's fun.
Like, what do you classify bar or brewery? Like, what's the fine line that draws that?
And why do you care?
And like, well,
I mean, really, if
remember-
people are there drinking, why do you care?
Right.
Yeah.
I remember back when they changed it. I mean, I was a diehard fan of paying $10 and getting 6 beers, and all of a sudden when they changed the law as a consumer, I was like, I've got to pay you $5-6 a beer now. Like, this is a bar. This is no longer a brewery. And if you looked at the breweries back then when they changed the law, less people were going to breweries because it was no longer a 4 to 6 beer free for all for $10. But
That
slowly,
sounds pretty wild.
yeah, it was weird because you would leave a brewery and you were clearly no shape to drive, and everyone was doing it.
You're definitely over a 0.08.
You know, I'm like, and they were a lot of the breweries were serving 6 full pints
For sure.
and the matter of a tour, which was like a couple hours, and they were slam packed because it was so cheap.
6.9%.
Yeah, right. And then
Bye-bye.
and then everyone leaves after 6 full pints.
I'm
and you're like,
completely
wow.
fine to drive.
So at least we're back into a point where the cost has equalized, where no one's drinking 6 beers in
Sure.
the matter of like an hour. But I was upset that they had turned into bars because it was like a big fanfare. You know, everyone shows up. It was a big party, and then you go home. Nowadays, it is more closer like a bar than it is a brewery. So
because people come in, they hang out, bring their kids, dogs. I mean, we're now, I guess, classified as kid friendly with breweries.
But it's an exclusive bar that sells only what we produce in the back.
And you can see where y'all make the beer too.
Yeah,
you get to see where you make it. And
assembly line.
Yeah, the assembly line and everything. And we're hoping to be able to get back to tours and do some private classes and stuff like that, but not right now.
What is when did y'all take over the business?
That was August 19th? No.
That's my birthday.
Nice. You had the date right.
I knew that date was, sticking.
That's flattering,
Yeah, what
I don't care about this business. I care about you.
So it's September 15th then?
Yes, it was. Okay. It was.
So September 15th, 2020?
Yep, last year.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're in 21, which is so weird.
I mean, it has been like a blur.
Yeah, it's flown by. I feel like we've been doing this for a year now. I mean, it goes by fast, but it feels like
2020 was like a 7-year year anyways.
Yeah.
that was a weird year.
Yeah.
And 2021 is going to be as weird.
Yeah. I felt like it was just March and April. Like they felt like 2 years in one, And then once we got past that hump and we were like towards summer, it was just quick. Over. And I'm like, what? We're already in 2021? Yeah. Like how? We were in March and April for like 2 years.
We bought we built a roof on the back of our deck, and that was in May 2020, right? And my wife was talking to somebody the other day at the house, and she's like, well, we built that roof like, I don't know, year and a half, 2 years ago. And I started laughing. I was like, we built that roof in May. She goes, no, we didn't. I go, no, we didn't. I said, it hadn't even been 6 months at this point. And she was like, oh my God, that feels like it's been 2 years. I was like, oh yeah, it does feel that way. But it's only been 6 months.
We're all there. We're all in that same boat.
Yeah, it's wild. You're gonna have to get that stenciled to the wall when you bought this business, because that's special.
Yeah.
That's special. The first business that I owned, it was 2004, and I had a U-Haul, and I was driving down to Jacksonville, Florida, and it was the year that 4 hurricanes, and 2 of them had just came through. People were leaving the state, and I was going in with a U-Haul.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is, I ran that business for a couple of years, and then moved back to Atlanta and actually started credit card processing, totally doing credit card processing, but it was a unique experience because the first 12 weeks, businesses were boarded up, couldn't walk in.
Wow!
So that was our whole business was door-to-door sales, everything, 100% of it. We didn't do anything else. That was the concept of the marketing company. It was door-to-door sales.
we'll do store-to-store sales.
There you go. Everybody had to get a little crafty, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this podcast room was built because of COVID.
Wow, that's awesome.
There was this whole room was built because of COVID, and nothing was on purpose. Like when you talked about the stickers of this table, and everybody comes in, that's pretty cool. I'm like, it was on accident. Nothing I ever do is completely on purpose. I just flub up on it. I'm like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool.
All right, this looks cool.
So we had cut this table 4 inches on both sides to make it skinnier, because the other room that we had at the place y'all were going to walk into, was our old place. We did it in a room half the size. It was a kitchen, like the kitchenette of another one side. We had 2 microphones and two headsets and a soundboard. That soundboard that's up there, and we cut this thing 4 inches this way and then 4 inches this way. I was like, we need a hole right here, which we don't even use anymore.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We need a hole right here, and we had one of those big drill bits, and this isn't real wood, so it just scratched.
Tore it up.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
just scratched.
Yeah.
I was like, well, that didn't go too well.
That's what, like MDF
so
or
about,
something?
Yeah, so about, I don't know, 27 hours later working on this one little hole, it was just scratched. I was like, hey, let's just put stickers around it.
Yep.
And then we put stickers around it, and then I just went to Amazon and ordered a bunch of stickers.
Well, now I know there's scratches. I would have never known.
Fine. This thing's about to go away. This table's about to go away. We just ordered another one online.
But are you keeping it somewhere? Or are you going to throw this away?
No, I'm not throwing it away.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's pretty crafty. I like it.
I don't.
Yeah, it's got character.
I mean, drug-free zone. I like it.
Yep, it's got a lot of interesting stickers on there for sure.
Yeah.
But y'all got to stencil that on your wall.
Yeah. Well, so fun fact, we actually the brewery opened up in 2012. We were the 8th craft brewery to open in Georgia. And then I want to say there may have been like one ownership change before us with Burnt Hickory. And then, of course, we took over September 15th last year. So we're pretty concrete stuck with them. So
Yeah.
You own it now.
yeah.
We're definitely
Good
in
or
it for the
bad.
long term.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. It's actually always been our dream. We didn't expect it to happen at, a young age where I'm 26, he's almost 30. April, big month. But we didn't expect.
She remembers your birthday too.
April 8th.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
We really didn't expect to have the opportunity to own a brewery. I mean, it's always been our dream to own either like a brewery or a winery because we're just big into like craft drinks, wine, beer, even like coffee, And it came up and it just, we were like, we can't turn it down, like this is our time, this is our opportunity.
It's meant
like,
to be.
Yeah. Might as well take it now and run with it.
No Boone's Farm's touching your lips, is it? I'm not drinking that natural light.
Oh, no.
That's awesome.
Actually, I'm kind of a beer snob. I only drink craft beer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, we started her on craft beer for beer.
Which I didn't even really like beer that much in the first place, but he was like, let's try it out. Like, there's sours, there's dark beer. So I started out only liking dark beers, like stouts, porters. I was like, okay, I can work with this. And then like I've never been big into like the IPAs, they're too hoppy for me. He's big IPA fan. He loves them.
IPA fan, yeah.
But the
As
sours,
you can see, we're going to be making a lot more IPAs this year too.
Yeah. But the sours, I'm there.
I'm with the
Well,
sours.
they sell good for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, they do.
They're
IPAs.
yummy.
Yeah.
Oh, the
It's
IPAs.
kind of a fad.
Yeah.
It's kind of a fad too, though. I think. I mean, really, everything's IPA, and then I drink it. I'm like,
Yeah. Well,
it's everywhere now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and we have
Everybody's
that the Divergent series we have right now, which you can explain it better than me. 'Cause he's like the wizard with knowing all the different hops and just these crazy terms. And I'm just like, yep, I'm just taking pictures of it. So you tell me
And
what to
drinking
say.
it.
Yeah.
I will drink it.
Well, no, actually, the IPAs I won't drink. I ended up giving it away because. I gotta take a picture of the beer, gotta fill it up, and I'm like, well, what do I do with this? I can't waste it, but I don't want it. So I'm like, hey, you want this?
Right.
But tell them a little bit about the Divergent series that we have.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a 3-beer limited release over the summer. It'd be like our summer IPA series called the Divergent IPA series. And we're taking experimental hops and just a single individual hop that has a lot of character, and we'll turn that into an IPA. Like one of the Divergent series, just from the hop, there's no adjuncts, there's nothing added to it. Just from the hop, you get coconut, cherry, fruitiness, which is
Very
amazing.
summery.
Yeah, very summery. We have
Good
another
poolside
one.
beer.
Yeah, we have another one that gets any of its flavor compounds from the hops, and it comes out like peanut butter, earthy, like peanut butter earthiness, whereas we don't add anything to it. It's just grain, yeast, water, and hops. So
It's the way you brew it.
It's the magic
just-
of how you brew it.
It's just the way that we extract the flavor.
And you're not the
compounds
brewmaster,
from-
though. Y'all have your own.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
We got a brewmaster. We got a head brewer. Yep.
I don't know if we would have good beer if we were back there brewing.
Well, eventually you would. You'd learn
Yeah.
it, right?
Well, like
Maybe.
I've homebrewed before, so I completely understand the process. But I'm not about to jump into a 20-barrel brewing system.
Yeah.
Most people
Seems like a
most,
headache
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, most home brewers are going to be doing like 5 gallons at a time.
Yeah.
Which
Well, I
is
mean,
as far as I ever got.
Burnt Hickory, so Scott's our brewmaster. He and then Trapper's our head brewer. So we got 2 guys in the back, making beer all the
Yeah,
time.
the chemist.
Yeah,
if you will.
yeah. So Scott originally started Burnt Hickory in his basement, home brewing. I don't know if he had some other friends or what, but he was the main one. He would brew it in his basement and then,
Yeah,
turn it into a brewery.
he became an
Which is really
award-winning
cool
home
'cause-
brewer. Started the brewery with a 1-barrel brewing system, and quickly found out you needed a much larger system if you were going to be able to survive.
Right.
So after I think about a year, he got the 20-barrel system. So to put it into scope, 1 barrel is 31 gallons. So 20 barrels is 600 something gallons. I'm not going to do the math right now, but it's over 600 gallons. So each time that you brew in the vessel, it's 600 gallons of liquor, which when you're brewing, any liquid is called liquor. If it's hot liquid, it's hot liquor. If it's cold water, it's cold liquor. So every single liquid force that is in the brewery is liquor. So you're brewing 600 gallons, and all of that goes between the the mash tun, the whirlpool, and then goes into our 40 barrel fermenters. So anytime that we need to fill up our 40 barrel fermenters, we're brewing 1,200 gallons of beer, which is in the scope of things a lot of liquid.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot to steer
It's
into
not your average
something.
bathtub size.
Yeah, that's a lot to steer into something that's going to go into a 12-ounce can that someone's going to be able to enjoy.
Everything you just said, I'm just like, man, how many times can I get drunk off that? I'm thinking, man, that's a lot of beer.
Like, I'm set.
So I started drinking. It's a craft beer is definitely more a millennial thing now than it.
Yeah.
When you started drinking beer, you drink your dad's beer, Bud Light, whatever was in the refrigerator, you sneak it off and drink it, right? And I worked at a place right off Roswell Road, and the place was called the bar in front of it was called Summits. There still is one in Cumming. This one was right off 285 in Roswell Road. And I walked down there. We got off work. We'd go down there, and there's this. It basically was like a Taco Mac, but it's kind of like before anybody had like 100 beers on tap from all over the world, right? And you got this chalice if you drank 100 beers. You got this thing when it was monogrammed or whatever, however you wanted it to look, you got it. I was like, I really want to do that. So that's when I started drinking craft beer and beers from different countries. And at that time, I could only drink 2 beers a day.
Yeah.
Because they were $5 a piece. And I was 23 and I couldn't do that. So I knew I could bring $10 every day to drink 2 beers. And then I'll drink like Miller Lite after that or something. And I could afford, give me the pitcher too. Follow with the pitcher. But, I think I drank 120 different kind of beers. And you can't drink 2. You had to drink, they were different. So that's when I really tasted world beers. Yeah. Which was pretty cool. It's a pretty cool experience. Because everybody's there. They're interested in where you are. They want to look at your list. So pretty cool little club.
Well, that's how Taco Back is capitalized. I mean, we went there last night and they had these foil balloons and listed in the 3,000. The number 3,000 at the bar. And because there was a guy there, Chancellor, they call them, that had just drank his 3,000th beer at Taco Mac.
Oh, wow.
Number 3,000.
Yeah, I was like, if it's someone's birthday, I was like, well, 3,000. They're definitely not.
When you get to that level,
number 3,000.
They have to get beer in for you.
Yes, and that's what they do. When you hit that number, you talk to your local Taco Mac and you tell them, hey, these are the beers that I want. You bring them in, and they will. Whatever it takes, they'll get those beers for you. And, in the past, we have made specialty beers just for Chancellors at Taco Max that they'll never be able to get again.
Oh, wow.
Anything. And we've had people come in and brew at the brewery that have been in the Taco Mac program to brew their own beer and serve it at their, what they call their Chancellor party, which is, I think, 3,000 beers. I haven't looked at their hierarchy lately. But I mean, that's where they've capitalized is, entice people to drink as many beers as possible.
Like a club.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, it is, and the people that are there, they're interested in what you're doing as well as what they did. And you look at the list; it's cool.
Yeah,
it's a cool little club.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, and you get to taste a lot of different beers, and some you don't like.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I got one last night. I can't remember what it was called exactly, but I know it was like milk and cookies or something. Pretty good.
A beer?
Yeah.
Did it taste like milk and cookies?
It actually was pretty close to tasting like milk and cookies, It
did have a creamy
creamy cookie taste.
Cookie.
Yeah.
I saw somebody drink a beer at Center Street. Center Street Tavern in Ackworth?
Yeah.
There was a what's the old brewery? Pabst. A Pabst like milk and cookie beer.
Yeah, they have a hard coffee. Like a hard coffee.
Which is odd because you wouldn't think Pabst would have that, but it looked like a really cool can. I was like, they're coming out with new stuff at Pabst.
They have to.
And Yingling has this Hershey's beer. We got it, and you can only drink like one at a time. Kind of thing, but it's pretty like
rich
chocolate.
too.
They're very rich. Yeah,
that's like a Sweetwater's Blue. Their blue beer is it's great, but you can't drink but one.
Yeah.
Have you had that one?
I had a couple sips of it.
The blue?
It gives off that I don't know, I guess like an IPA taste to me for some reason. I know
Which
it's
you
not.
don't like.
Yeah.
It gives off that snobby taste to me.
Yeah, you know.
I think it is a pale ale.
Oh, you
if
can blueberry beer. Okay.
Oh, okay, all right. That's on the sour.
That's it. Love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I'm excited for you guys.
Thank you.
I really am. I think this is going to be awesome. I'm definitely going to come by and have a few brews.
Sweet.
Maybe tonight. What? Tell me your hours. When can we go there? Where can we find you?
You let us know and you can come.
Okay. Yeah, just call you. Oh, I've got that.
Just not 2 a.m.
I've got that in now. Okay, good. Let you in the back door.
Mondays we're closed. Tuesdays and Wednesdays we're 5 to 10, and then Thursdays.
It's affirmation. He's going. Yeah.
Yeah, and I gotta look over and make sure.
This is the test.
I actually have like a notepad.
Wedding's off. The wedding is off. You didn't get it right. The wedding is off.
That is not when we open.
Meatloaf, Mom.
Thursday is 5 to 11.
5 to 11.
Fridays.
Yep.
Fridays 4 to 11.
Fridays 4 to 11.
And then Saturdays 12 to 11, and Sundays 12 to 8.
Yep.
Have you? That's awesome. So it's 4 to 11 or 5 to 10. So what you're saying is y'all's hours every day.
Basically. So
During
Tuesday and Wednesdays 5 to 10.
Yep.
And then Thursdays 5 to 11. And then Fridays 4 to 11. And then Saturday 12 to 11. And then of course Sunday we close at 8 because it's Sunday night.
Sunday,
Yeah.
What is what's your address? What's the address?
It's a 2260 Moon Station Court, Suite 210. Right?
Yes. Sorry, I was just looking at my watch and I'm like, who's calling?
Have you guys been to that vineyard over here?
No,
we've been wanting to.
You need to.
I've heard it's really cool. They have like whiskey flights.
It's really weird.
Over there in front of the Best Buy.
Yeah, but I don't even. No. No, this is a vineyard, a real vineyard.
Are you talking Big Door?
Nope, I can't even say the name of it. It's an odd name. Okay, so my friends that don't live, they live on the other side of the county. He goes, we're going to this vineyard. It's over by your house. I was like, that's not real. That doesn't exist, or I'd have known.
Yeah,
right?
like what you're talking about.
So no, it's really weird. You drive through a subdivision, and it's at the end of the subdivision, and you go. It is the oddest place,
I'm gonna need this name of this winery.
Yeah, I'm interested.
Look it up.
There we go.
So we have a computer and everything.
Oh, that's it.
That's
what?
it. That's
okay,
it.
so I see why you couldn't say it.
Why have I not heard of this?
So you drive through this subdivision. It's a nice subdivision. Nice houses, and you go all the way, you take a right, like you're going into another part of the subdivision, and at the end of this thing...
You're surprised.
Yes, there's a vineyard there. It is really nice. They have like tables and fires all over the place. Where you can,
it's like a speakeasy,
It is
you don't
really...
know it exists. It's
like
there.
It is really
cool.
cool.
Someone's home and you show up at a winery.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's really cool. You should go.
Yeah, definitely.
And then obviously, while we do this podcast, and really kind of our staple is... small businesses have to help small businesses as well.
Exactly.
So,
100%.
You
support local.
Of course. And, just because a brewery's, 5, 6, 7 miles away from you doesn't mean you shouldn't support each other as well.
Exactly.
Because it's, this person will like your stuff, and they might go back and forth.
Yeah, we're always going to different breweries, vineyards.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to help support local
Yeah.
as much as we want people to come support us too.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, go over there and
that's
meet
kind of the
them. They
point,
seem like really cool. Yeah, it is. No, it is.
Yeah.
And if you're working against each other, it's neither of them are going to be.
Yeah, it's very unproductive.
No matter what, we're like a big family, I mean, of course, we're going to have... It's a competition. You want to make the most money. You want to have the most customers. But when it comes down to it, we're all a big family of whether it's beer family or local family or support local. Like you want to have that good relationship with everyone.
Sure.
We all share the same goal.
Yep, exactly.
Let's add value to the marketplace and hope you get some appreciation.
There's just something better about a restaurant that's a single owner restaurant. Their burger is just better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially
is it not?
Yeah, sometimes when you eat
Yeah.
something and you're like, "Wow, this is really great." There must be an owner back in the kitchen because usually, like when you have a hired chef or you bring someone in or like a contract person to do your cooking for you, and you walk away and you don't come back, then
that's it.
They're not going to care. Why should they?
Man, I've never ever had a bad meal at Fish Time. You know where Fish Time is?
Yeah, we've talked about going there for years, and we still have not made it there.
The husband and wife work
I actually
there.
used to call
the
it fish
husband
and
is
dine.
in the. That's right. Yeah, that's right. He's the chef. He's there. He touches everything that is on your plate. He sees it. He looks at it, and it goes out. And I've never had anything bad there.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, I've heard great things about
awesome.
that place. So it's definitely on our list to go to in our all of our spare time.
There you go.
Well, I think it's a very important aspect that owners are fully involved in their businesses. And
Yeah.
I've over the years, I've seen so many owners that are just gone. They're not there.
Absentee is what I call it.
Yeah.
They're not present.
Absentee owners, and their business
Struggles.
struggles.
Sure.
It shows,
And
you know?
like all they care about for some reason is just whatever the coupon payments get back to them, and whether they're big or small, but they're not adding value the way that they should be.
No.
And even y'all serve beer sometimes, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. You're behind the counter.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
if you don't know how to pour beer, then you shouldn't have a brewery.
Exactly.
If you can't help out on the canning line, you shouldn't
It's
have
not
a
like
brewery.
it's hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't take a rocket scientist.
I will tell
If
you
you
this,
can't
though.
tap a keg, you shouldn't own a bar.
I'm on the fence on that one.
My friend, you're talking about pouring beer. My friend he was a bartender at Taco Mac for like 10 years. I think he's in like St. Simons or Savannah, somewhere down South Georgia or South Carolina now, but maybe Chucktown, maybe Charleston. That's where he is, Charleston. Chucktown, which is a great city, by the way. But if you, where was I going on this? Oh my God.
Taco Mac.
Yeah, okay. So every year they have all the bars in Atlanta have a Guinness pouring contest. I don't know if you've ever seen these, right?
I think I've seen them.
Whoever the bartender that wins the next year, that party, that contest is at that bar, right? So he won like, I don't know, I think 2 years or 3 years in a row, but he could pour it and make a shamrock as he was pouring it. He would sit it down.
That's intense.
It was insane.
Is he looking
Insane.
to be a bartender at Burnt Hickory?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he could do it. He could do it for sure. He was an incredible bartender. The one on 120, that Taco Mac, there's like 50 people that could sit at that bar, and he didn't have help.
Oh, and
He just-
on Dallas Highway?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a huge
But
bar.
remember, it was Morgan's for a minute, too.
It was.
I'm like,
it was
what's
at
this
Fell Brew
Morgan's?
Fest. What's this Morgan's you speak of?
Yeah. Where's the T-Mac?
Yes, that's right. I want the ranch. Did you at least keep the ranch?
Oh, yes, the ranch. Like, that is probably... Between the queso and the ranch, it's tough call. They're so good.
Kick you in the
So
teeth good at it.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, I'm like, where can I buy this in
I
bulk?
want a beer and a bucket of ranch.
Basically.
That's
yeah.
it.
We actually got, like,
That's it.
all we ate at Taco Mac last night was queso. I missed
Queso's
the ranch.
good.
I missed the ranch, though. I should have ordered a bucket of ranch.
The Chili's queso is really good too. The chunked meat. In there.
Oh, yeah. So that's what
the skillet of queso.
Yeah, because we went out with our friends and they wanted the chili whatever queso skillet. And I was
Chili
like,
con queso.
Chili con queso,
yeah,
I think
was
it is,
like,
yeah.
can I just have the con queso?
Not the chili.
or whatever.
You
Yeah.
want the chili with just the con queso?
Yeah.
Nah, it comes in a vat.
Yeah.
You have to dip it out.
Yeah.
It all comes together already.
Yeah.
That's it. Yes. It's not cooked here. It's warmed up here.
In the microwave?
That's right. Probably.
Who knows?
Probably.
It's good, so
Yeah, it is
I'm here.
good. It is good. It is good. Well, thank you guys for coming. This is awesome.
Yeah.
How can we help you out? How can the community of MP Group and when you're there, please run credit cards there.
Yeah.
Helps out our community
Yeah,
too.
that's pretty much our main source of payments is
That's
credit
it.
cards. So
Well, see, that's it. You just send people to us
Yeah,
with credit
spread the word,
cards,
you know?
and we will charge
That's a
them for beer.
win-win.
Yeah.
Win-win-win. They're
Yes.
getting beer.
Yes.
We're getting payments.
You can-
Y'all are selling beer.
you can
Yes,
follow me on
exactly.
Insta, share my posts.
And y'all
whatever.
just started selling candles, right?
Yes, yeah, we have candles now, and we're actually, I guess, some DL news. We're reworking, or I guess redoing the logo.
Reworking the logo
So
and everything.
stay tuned. We'll have a new logo soon, and then we'll roll out the merch and have some shirts and
The merch and the shirts.
yeah,
I like
hats. The good stuff.
So how else can we help you? What are you looking for? If you could have one thing, what would it be right now?
If we could have one thing that would be increased outside sales for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's tough too because of the pandemic and
Yeah.
restaurants were closed, or shut down, or just didn't open back up. And so they're not buying as much beer anymore out in the sales field. Whereas like tap room, y'all can of course help us too, just spreading the word, telling people to come to Burnt Hickory. And I mean, y'all know where we are and everything, but our big
Well, the more
thing
people
is,
come to your location, the more they ask everybody, why don't you have this beer, right?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, and our big thing too is we've actually been trying to grow our sales team. We didn't really have much of a sales team before we took over, so we've been really diligently working on that and trying to have a strong team out there. I mean, we went to a couple stores and they're like, wow, we're so glad that Burnt Hickory has a sales team. Like, I'm so excited for y'all. That's great. Y'all have great beer, but there's never anybody out in sales, and well, we're here, so the owners are out here doing sales.
Yep. We go out every Friday and just try to really push it,
Yeah.
And it's been tough to get into places because every other brewery's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
We're not the only ones that need to sell more beer and have taken a hit from COVID. We're doing half the volume in outside sales. I mean, our inside sales are on the up, which is good, but sales outside, that's what's currently hurting us. But again, like I said earlier, we stopped the bleeding. We're no longer going down. We're hitting a steady trend, and hopefully we can go back up. And
we're hoping springtime will be a game changer.
Sure.
I mean, we'll see, but
I really think this thing's going to loosen up probably June-ish.
It better.
June-ish time.
It better on June 5th.
June 5th. June 5th.
Yeah.
That's when the marriage is happening.
Yeah, that's when it's happening.
Yeah, allegedly.
No going back.
You have to do $1 million in sales before he marries you.
Oh yeah,
that's tough. That's tough.
Better start calling.
We call that a goal.
I better stop sleeping for the next 6 months.
Better just stay on the phone calling everyone.
If you keep drinking beer, you'll stay awake.
Yeah. And I'll
At least that's how it works for me.
Yeah, and then this really crazy drunk girl called me not making sense. Can you explain this?
It's
really good. Hickory, it's good.
That's it. Well, thank you guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
We call this Burn the Ship. It's our local podcast. If you guys know anybody else who would love to be on it, we'd love to have them.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
You guys be kind to each other.